The thesis topic I have undertaken is an airport, the Greenfield International Airport, Mopa, Goa. An airport can be described as an aerodrome for the arrival and departure of the passenger and goods, and can be termed as the gateway to countries. An airport is an aerodrome with facilities for commercial aviation flights to take off and land. Airports often have facility to store and maintain aircraft and control tower. An airport consists of landing area which comprises an aerially accessible open space including at least one operationally active surface such as runway for a plane to take off or a helipad, and often includes adjacent utility buildings such as control tower, hangars, and terminals. The major objectives are to provide transit node for the international and domestic route for future users, to create an iconic airport in Mopa, Goa, to design a well-planned space for an expansion of air transportation, keeping an overlook on international standards with modern facilities. Civilian flights are not allowed to operate from the Dabolim between 8:30 a.m. and 1 p.m. on weekdays, a prior reservation for military flight training. So there is an urgent need for setting up a new international airport elsewhere in the state. When designing an airport, we should mainly consider about planning principle, runway geometry, taxiway, isolation bay, apron, ATC tower, parking, access road, etc. A terminal building can be separated into three. The first one is access interface, access from city or parking. The second one is processing, ticketing, baggage checking, immigration customs security. And the third one is flight interface, which consists of waiting area, boarding check, assembly, conveyance, loading and unloading of baggage. A normal passenger and baggage flow is shown in the figure. The government of Goa has undertaken the development of new greenfield airport for Goa near the village of Mopa. The village of Mopa is located in North Goa near the Maharashtra border, approximately 35 km north of Panaji, the Goa state capital. An area of 2271 acres of land is acquired for the project development. Purnam railway station, 9 km away from the site. Dabolim International Airport, 56 km away from the site. NH66, 6.7 km away from the site. From the contour analysis, you can see that most of the area in the site comes under the level 150 to 170 meters. Slope analysis clearly shows the character of the site. It's a tabletop site. Surrounding land use of the airport site is predominantly forest land. Northern and eastern side of the site is reserved forest area, where western side is barren and village cultivated land. I have compared various aspects of case studies I have done. Those are basically based on different criteria such as annual capacity, design, master plan, terminal numbers, accessibility, parking facilities, runway, terminal type, transportation, departure, launch, baggage claim, check-in counters, circulation, structure, lighting, etc. And I have come to conclusion of how and how not an airport should be. The state of Goa in India is famous for its beaches and places of worship. The tourism in its primary industry. Tourism is generally focused on the coastal areas of Goa, which decrease tourist activity inland. Foreign tourists, mostly from Europe, arrive in Goa in winter, while the summer and monsoon seasons see many Indian tourists. Goa handled 2.29% of all foreign tourist arrival in the country in 2011. This relatively small state is situated on the western coast of India, between the border of Maharashtra and Karnataka, and it's better known to the world as a former Portuguese enclave on Indian soil. Tourism is said to be the backbone of Goa's economy. Due to the Portuguese presence, Goa still holds some Portuguese vibe. The architecture of Goan Catholics has strong Portuguese, Mughal, and Indian influence. It developed over the long colonial Portuguese era. The culture and architecture is very different in Goa when compared to other Indian states. So the Goa's land is still one of the famous tourist destinations in the world. It emerged need of a new international airport in Goa. The people who visit Goa probably have a plan to explore the shores of Goa. The state Goa is all about its shores and tourism culture based on it. The passenger will expect a warm welcome with the incomparable beauty of Goa's shores. Here is our problem begins. That is our location of the airport nowhere near the shores of Goa. Instead, it is in Mopa, in the middle of Great Western Ghats. So in Mopa, we won't get the pleasant view of shores. Instead, we get the beauty of nature in the misty mountains. In that scenario, I have tried to mix the character of ocean and mountain to create a wave-like structure, hence the concept ocean meets mountain. When come to master plan, as I said, the land area is 2271 acres. The site is separated into three major sections. They are city site, land site, and air site. Each section have a different purpose. The airport city side is consists of retail, logistic facilities, power supply stations, public amenities, hospital, residential land, exhibition grounds, convention center, resorts, budget hotel, pumping stations, electricity substation, logistics facilities, etc. The area requirement for each building in the city side. The second section is land side. This is the area that public can access in an airport. The main terminal building, parking, aircraft hangars, private hangars, cargo loading and unloading, gas, water treatment plant, wastewater treatment plant are included in the land side section of the airport. Airside is consist of runway, taxiway, isolation bay, apron, runway exit, helipad, runway buffer, etc. The runway is 3.75 km long. Same length single taxiway is also provided, which has 7 runway exits. An isolation bay is also provided in between the runway. The access road is 27-meter wide. It's entered to the site from the south side of the site. It didn't touch the airport city area, so the city traffic will not affect the airport road. Airport city have dedicated transportation network. The access road passing through the edge of the site boundary, so the passenger will have a clear downhill view from there. The access road will split into two, airport road and service road. The service road basically serve cargo, fuel station, hangars and VIP hangars. The terminal building is placed on the highest portion of the site, so it have a clear visibility from the access road. The terminal building, apron and runway are in the same level, manually leveled for the construction. Normally, an aircraft only needs an average of 1.5 kilometers of runway for landing and takeoff. I have provided 3.75 kilometers of runway as a buffer for aircrafts like Airbus A380. In addition, I have provided 500 meters of land buffer on each side of the runway. A drainage system is also provided along with runway, taxiway and apron for quick draining process. The access road will split into 8 sections for easy access of airport. The 8 sections are International Arrival Way in, International Arrival Way out, International Departure Way in and Way out, Domestic Arrival Way in and Way out, Domestic Departure Way in and Way out. Passenger flights will directly connect to the aero bridge in the terminal pier. The remote departure flights will stack on the top of the apron. The right portion of the apron is specially reserved for cargo, fuel filling, private jets and helipad, etc. In the terminal building, I have provided a main parking lot with provision of bus parking. The parking lots are also equipped with electric charging stations. Also provided a secondary parking lot for public. And the third parking lot is specially reserved for airport staffs. The orange color indicates domestic arrival road and the blue is for international arrival road. All the red ones are staff, emergency or VIP entries. Ground floor is basically the arrival floor, which includes arrival curb, arrival lobby, transit lobby, baggage claim area, immigration, police check, duty-free shops, recreational spaces, food courts, remote departure lobby, and emergency healthcare center. The total ground floor area is 68,600 meters square. The left side of the ground floor is domestic arrival area and the right side is international arrival area. The courtyard separates each side with a skywalk bridge and a laminar waterfall. The first floor basically have three functions. It is the floor level which flight connects to the terminal. Aero bridge, jetty building, arrival tube and gates all comes in the first floor level. The main area of the terminal can be separated into two portions. The upper area contains transit lobby, executive lounge, walkway, etc. The bottom portion occupied with offices and administration sections. The floor also have an emergency isolation room next to the arrival tube for corona screening like situations. Total first floor area is 4600 and 400 meters square. The left side is international and the right side is domestic. Second floor is the departure floor, which includes departure curb, check-in, immigration, police check, recreational areas, food court, departure duty free, remote departure lobby, VIP passage, waiting area, etc. Here you can see a huge atrium space in between international departure curb and domestic departure curb because the road networks and the flyovers are positioned in different areas. So I could create a huge atrium space in between the building. This will light up the entire arrival curb and road network areas. Also the ventilation issues can be tackled by this design. A kiosk is attached to the terminal pier, which gives an enclosed feel in the waiting lounge. The total second floor area is 83,100 meters square. Left side is international and the right section is domestic. Circulation is the most important thing in an airport. I had to consider about 8 different kind of passenger movement in an airport. They are normal passengers, VIP passengers, business class passengers, transit passengers, remote departure passengers, domestic to international transit, and international to domestic transit passengers. Now we can discuss about the international departure circulation. The access road is a flyover. It's split into 3 of 6-meter lanes for easy circulation. Passenger can easily access departure curb from the access road. A 20 to 10 meter wide light decks are provided in departure curb for ventilation. From departure curb, we can directly enter to the departure lobby, which contains 44 check-in counters and ticketing centers. The public can access the next door for the balcony session. I have arranged a little recreational space for the outsiders in the mezzanine floor. After check-in, passengers can directly enter to the immigration session through the connection bridge. The airport have a provision for 20 immigration counters. Then the queuing area and police check booths comes, which have X-ray scanning and body check. After the final check, the passenger is free to enjoy the beauty of central recreational space. The passenger could enjoy a 180-degree view of central courtyard and laminar waterfall. The recreational space contain resting spaces, balconies, food courts, money exchange centers, toilet, etc. The business class passenger can access the executive lounge which is in the first floor. The transit passengers don't need to enter the pier, instead they have a dedicated transit lobby in the ground floor. They can access it through the vertical circulation section. The VIP passengers have a dedicated parking, entrance, passage and have a dedicated immigration check. After passing through the duty-free shops, passenger can access the terminal pier, which has the waiting area. The gate hold room is on the first floor, so when the time comes, passengers should access the ramp to the jetty building, then to the gate hold room. After the gate hold room check, passenger can get into the plane through the aero bridge. The next section is international arrival. The flight connects to the terminal pier to the aero bridge into the first floor. The passenger can pass through the arrival tube into the arrival lobby. An isolation room is also provided near to the arrival tube. Normal transit passenger could access the transit lobby from the arrival lobby. Others should take the ramp and switch the side from the left side of the airport to the right. In the ground floor, the international arrival area is on the right side of the airport. The passenger could access the central courtyard, recreational space and the duty-free shop from there. After the immigration check, passengers could claim their bags and the police check comes in. After the police check, passenger can easily enter to the public lounge. Here we have the international to domestic transit lobby. The international passenger could easily access a lift from the transit lobby to the domestic departure lobby, which is on the second floor. This is because I shift the position of the international passenger from the left side of the airport to the right. The domestic departure is on the right side of the airport. A dedicated VIP exit is also provided. The domestic terminal passenger flow is almost similar to the international terminal. The domestic terminal don't have the immigration and immigration check. That's the only difference. The next one is basement floor. It has a provision for baggage screening, baggage loading and unloading, electrical room and AC rooms, and the waterfall pumping rooms, hotel service, duty-free storeroom, etc. The special topic is laminar flow waterfall. An artificial waterfall is a water feature or fountain which imitates a natural waterfall. Artificial waterfalls have long been featured in traditional Japanese gardens, where they can serve to highlight a scene or to provide focus. Artificial waterfalls installed inside of a building can be small or quite large. Some of the benefits of indoor waterfall are considered to be the production of white noise, humidity, as well as naturally peaceful feelings. Laminar flow is the type of fluid flow in which the fluid travels smoothly or in regular paths. In constant to turbulent flow, in which the fluid undergoes irregular fluctuation and mixing. In laminar flow, sometimes called streamline flow, the velocity, pressure and the other flow properties at each point in the fluid remains constant.